Did you know that on the Showtime map in Call of Duty Ghosts, if you use the spectator cam to fly out of the map, you can find the logo of video game developer Neversoft. Neversoft are perhaps best known for their work on the Tony Hawk series before becoming a Call of Duty support studio because Activision are done. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Video Game Easter Eggs. If Easter eggs are your sort of thing, perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Now, if there's one thing I love about modern gaming, and believe me, that list is getting smaller and smaller, it's the regular updates that many games receive. For an example of this, look no further than Halo Infinite. Every couple of months or so, an update will drop that will tempt me back to the game to try out the new maps, modes, and most importantly, to find new Easter eggs. Now, this first Halo Infinite Easter egg can be found on the new Illusion map, and is a bit of a strange one. You see, the room that we need to access is closed, and there is no way of opening the door. However, if you play the Infection game mode, the door will now be open. So inside the room, which is named We Love Halo, you can find a TV with Halo 1 ready to go, an Xbox 360 and an original Xbox, a 360 controller jammed into a TV, and this picture, which I swear I've seen before, but I can't remember where. Also in the room is the now familiar sandwich that can be picked up and used as a melee weapon, something which we have seen in Infinite before. The other Easter egg from Infinite is a good old-fashioned scavenger hunt. Scattered around the map are keycards with names on them, and if I had to guess, these are the names of the dev team, but that is just a guess. Anyway, there are 18 of these keycards, and one of them is in the Halo Tribute Room, which of course you can't access unless you're playing Infection. Well, if you don't want to be constantly watching your back as you hunt down the cards, you can place a teleporter on the map using the game's Forge mode, which will allow you to enter the room and shoot the card. As always, if you do want to try this for yourself, I will leave a link to a guide in the description, just underneath the link to my Patreon. So by now, you're probably all wondering, what does shooting the key cards do? Well, upon shooting the final key card, you will gain access to a very special room. So your reward for shooting 18 different keycards is the ability to drive a functioning forklift, which when you're playing alone may not be that great, but I bet it's awesome with friends. So the Simpsons game has a level where you are inside of a video game factory. Inside the factory you can find a very depressed looking Sonic and an even more depressed looking Mario. You can also find a bunch of video game referencing posters, and I want you to guess the games the posters are referencing. Now there's 5 in total, and just like the last Easter eggs video, I'll give it a couple of days before going through the comments and leaving a heart on every comment that gets all of them right. Good luck. Okay, it's now time for our Overused Video Game Easter Egg of the Week, the segment where we take a look at one Easter egg that has been referenced to death in video games. This week's Easter egg comes from the tactical first-person shooter Escape from Tarkov. So in the sewers you can find pizza boxes, skateboards and a mysterious green ooze. Graffitied on the wall is this Russian word, which when translated to English reads Cowabunga. This is a cool reference to the sewer-living, pizza-loving Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles who were transformed into heroes in a half-shell thanks to a strange ooze. Be sure to join me next time for another Overused Video Game Easter Egg of the Week. Now, I don't know about you, but I love sharks with laser beams on their heads, and in my opinion, games don't feature them enough. I mean, the only laser beam wielding shark I've found in games so far were in the Eggcellent Agent Under Fire. But today, that changes. During Mission 15 of the 2005 first-person shooter Area 51, you arrive on a floating platform thingy. If you explore the area, you can find a button that will send the floating platform thingy back to where it came from. It's at this point you can now walk on the tracks and find one of the most dangerous creatures to ever roam the planet. So on our list of laser sharks found in video games, which admittedly now stands at just 2, I'd say that the sharks found in Area 51 are the most dangerous. Now, despite being terrible at them, I love a good strategy game. Sometimes I'll just put the game on easy, give myself a ton of resources, and build the city of my dreams. But actually having to budget and build responsibly, yeah, that's not for me. The strategy game that I'm currently enjoying is Anno 1800. Taking place during the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century, you must build your city up from a simple farming town to a beacon of sophistication. One of the buildings that you can erect to help you achieve your goals is the Skyline Tower, which is as impressive looking as its name suggests, with the end product looking a lot like New York's Empire State Building. Well, if you build a theatre next to the Skyline Tower, there is a chance that a big fan of the Empire State Building will make an appearance. So after placing the theatre down, a low poly gorilla may spawn and climb the Skyline Tower, just like King Kong famously did all those years ago. It's really cool. The other Anno 1800 Easter egg that I found is just straight up random. If you repeatedly click the middle button on your mouse, you might get more than you bargained for. So clicking the middle button enough times will cause an explosion to happen, which will then spawn several different animals. Like I said, random. Now, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a very confusing game. On the one hand, I really don't like games as a service, especially when a brilliant single-player developer gets roped into making it. But there have been moments when I've been playing Kill the Justice League when I thought to myself, this could have been brilliant, which makes me dislike it even more. Like I said, it's a confusing game. Still, like the Arkham games before it, the Suicide Squad does have some really cool Easter eggs tucked away, and the first of those Easter eggs is a nod to Arkham Knight. When exploring the Batman experience at the beginning of the game, you'll be greeted by a familiar foe. So the appearance of Man-Bat on this building is a reference to the Man-Bat Easter egg from Arkham Knight, where playing the game on Halloween would cause Man-Bat to jump scare you. Next up, when in the Hall of Justice, you can find plaques commemorating Batman voice actor Kevin Conroy, who passed away in 2022, and Harley Quinn voice actress Arlene Sorkin, who died in 2023. Now, something that Rocksteady have always been good at is hinting at other superheroes and villains using a game's open world. And in that regard, Kill the Justice League is no different. At this location on the map, you can find graffiti hinting at Peacekeeper's presence.
All patrols, your priority.
And at this location, you can find graffiti referencing Aquaman villain Black Manta. Whether this means we'll see either of those characters in the game at some point remains to be seen. So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then please click subscribe. I mean, we're getting closer each day to 900,000 subscribers, but it does seem to be taking ages. As always, thank you for your support, and I will speak to you all soon.